Can this folding bike behind me climb the most famous hill in London? And all because of its one added feature. Keep watching to find out. Pretty steep. Oh wow. Oh no. What's up, Electroheads? I've been spending some quality time with the ADO 20 Pro. Now, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you'll know that I'm a big fan of ADO. The ADO 20 was a banger of an intro to their brand. It's lightweight, it's quick, and it's also really easy to use thanks to the single speed carbon belt drive setup. And now they've introduced a new 20 to the market. The Pro. If you look at the spec, it has a lot of the same as the ADO 20. Same hydraulic brakes, same battery, same range claims, but the real difference can be found down here. They've switched from a MyVice motor to Bafang to install a dual speed system. ADO wanted to find a way to elevate the 20 from the limitations that a single speed belt setup can bring when it comes to climbing those steeper inclines. Now, don't get me wrong, the 20 did really well on my own hill test, and if any of you at home do have an original 20, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know how it performs for you. But it sounds like the Pro could be a solution for a lot of you at home who love the feel, the look, and the offerings of the original 20, but maybe have a few more hills to climb along your routes. The result of this does mean that the bike is a touch heavier with the upgraded motor. There's also front suspension to soften the feel of the roads, and added to that is a bike rack, which comes included. In fact, I think we should go back in time and see my unboxing of this baddie and get my first impressions. Spoiler alert, it's easier than you think. Okay, so I've just unboxed it, I've just built it, and my first impressions, well, as ever, that lovely, sleek finish that ADO does. I'm really loving that kind of stone grey that they've got going on here. It looks really, really good. Obviously down here, we've got the belt drive and the brand new motor. Can't wait to try this out. Rear rack comes included, which is always a bonus for me. Tires look really lovely and chunky and thick, so that's gonna cushion you for your ride. And I've also noticed, can you see this? Ah, look! So sick! I haven't seen that on ADO before. Let's try the other one. Love that little feature. Magnetic clips also come as standard with the Pro, which just means that storage and keeping this bike held together, particularly when on like a train or moving transport, is really handy. Fenders also come as standard, and as an extra, we've also got the locking system that comes included with the seat post, so you can leave your battery behind and lock it up if you want to, or you can take your battery with you. Whatever you want to do, gives you options. The frame is made of aluminium alloy and comes with, you guessed it, 20-inch wheels. It's got a 250-watt Bafang brushless DC motor that can punch out 40 Newton meters of torque and 2-speed automatic shifting. It's also got a torque sensor for a more natural feel of assist. The range claim is 100 kilometers with a Samsung 36-volt 9.6 amp hour removable battery, and I'll be finding out the real world range later, so stick around for that. Charge time is 4 to 6 hours. In true ADO 20 fashion, the bike comes with a carbon belt drive for a minimal maintenance offering. It's got hydraulic brakes and an IPS color display. There's also an app you can use to track your journeys and get a battery percentage to keep tabs on your range. Max rider weight is 120 kilograms with a rider height of 150 to 200 centimeters. For reference, I'm 177 centimeters, so I sit pretty comfortably in the middle there. Folded down, the Pro measures in at 850 by 397 by 680 millimeters and comes in either pastel blue or the one I have with me today, grey. Okay, back to the real test. So today I thought I would go all out for you. I have been recommended a hill in North London by one of you lovely lot at home, so thank you so much. Or maybe not so thank you so much, because it's been touted the most toughest climb in London. Now, if you like the sound of that, then I think you should go ahead and hit that like button just down below. Go on, give us a like. Give us a like. Just hit that button. That's all it takes. Nice one, thank you. Swains Lane averages around 8% gradient, but maxes out at 20% over 900 meters. And for that reason, it's become a bit of a mecca for cyclists.
So I'm pretty confident that the bike is going to handle most of the hill, no problem. But as for that really steep stretch, I genuinely have no idea. I'm fascinated to find out. Okay, so I've just arrived at Swains Lane. All I can say is it's looking deceivingly flat currently, but I know that there is a huge challenge waiting me up there. I think the only way to find out is by cycling up it. Am I in the way? And the only way to find out is by cycling up it. I'm not even gonna have a sneak peek. Let's just go and ride this thing and see what happens. Oh, I haven't turned it on. I got too excited, I didn't turn it on. Failed the first start. Okay, let's try that again. Level 3. Let's go. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and the second gear, the switch up just automatically shifted there. Lovely and flat still. Let's keep continuing. Okay, the ascent begins. And right now in level 3, whoop, it's working wonders. Okay, it's getting steeper. Oh my gosh, I'm really nervous. I have to say already this second gear is proving to be very useful. I can see it getting progressively steeper up here. The weight of the bike, I'm starting to feel it a little bit more through the thighs, but I'm still at 22, 23 kilometers an hour. Okay, a bit more welly going through the legs, starting to lose my breath a little bit. 22 kilometers an hour, but like, it's fine. I'm managing it, it's okay. Does it keep going? 23 kilometers an hour, like I'm maintaining a pretty decent speed. Okay, yeah, I can see there's more. Oh gosh, it looks even steeper. Oh wow, this is steep. Oh wow, oh no. 15 kilometers an hour, but we're doing it. That second gear, oh, he needs a speed bump here after climbing that. Ooh. Front suspension, soaking it up. Final climb, pretty steep. Wow, well hey, we did it. The ADO Pro definitely did it. 20% gradient there. So for all of you naysayers who don't think a bike like this can do the hills, just prove me otherwise. I mean, clearly wasn't at 15.5 miles per hour, but we did it. Well, I think I've earned myself going back down the hill. Let's enjoy this moment together. Let's test the hydraulic brakes out, and I'll go down to level 1 assist because we don't need level 3 assist going down here. We don't need any assist. Oh, this is a one-way road. This is a one-way road. Let's just watch this absolute legend steam through while I work out how to get back down. Yeah, I'm just working it out, thank you. Cool, let's do it. The brakes on this are lovely as well, like they're quite sensitive. You really don't need to put much pressure on to get them to do what you need them to do. They still feel quite smooth. I don't feel like I'm gonna go over the handlebars, you know what I mean? Woohoo! Yes! Going at a solid 33 kilometers an hour there. And I'm not even putting any work in. Oh, this is glorious. Glorious. And we're back. Well, I definitely need a bit of this after that climb. Now I have to say, the ADO 20, the original, did really well with the hill tests previous, but this hill was a whole other level, and the Pro, I think we can all agree, absolutely smashed it. Now, like I said, it hasn't gone at 15.5 miles per hour the whole way up, of course, because that's not really the point of electric bikes, specifically here in the UK, in Europe, when you only have 250 watts available for the motor. You are going to be having a little bit of a speed down as you climb steeper and steeper. The whole point of e-bikes is to help assist you in that climb, and a hill like that is something that I think a lot of us wouldn't even want to go near on an analog bike. But the Pro, with the 2 automatic gears, made, I'm not gonna say light work of that hill, but it made it possible for me to cycle up that hill, and that is the key point here. You can do it.
But how does the dual speed feel when I'm on the flats?
I'm gonna begin with a standing start, and I'm just gonna show you and talk through it in real time how this automatic gear shifting works. Okay, I'm in level 3 assist, so assist kicks in straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there it is, it just clicked. So after about 7 pedals there, the ADO decided it was time to switch up to the second gear. And what that does is it creates more resistance. So that means that your cadence slows down. You can actually try and push through to a quicker speed. Now what I've found is once you're up there, it kind of sticks in that second gear unless you come to a stop at a traffic light, then the bike knows that you need to go back down to that first gear. The benefits of having a lower cadence are, one, you can tackle those hills, and two, because you have more resistance, you're actually able to push through, potentially past the speed limiter on this bike. So if you're somebody that likes to go quicker, then having that second gear gives you that ability to work with that resistance. If there's a green light, I'm gonna see how fast I can get. 26, 27, 28, 29. Nearly 20 miles per hour. Okay, now I'll just try it from level 1 assist so you can kind of see how that differs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So it's about 6 pedals, and now I'm comfortably at 25 kilometers an hour. So although there's less assist, because this bike isn't too heavy, it's actually very easy to pedal it up to 15.5 miles per hour, even without much assist. Now I will admit it did take me a little bit of a while to get used to this because I'm just so used to that kind of lighter pedal assist, and when there is that automatic shifting, it does just kind of feel slightly out of your control. But when you start to ride it a little bit more and more, you get used to it and you kind of know when it's going to kick in. You have to put in more work because you've got that lower resistance that you've got to contend with. So a little bit more work, but more ease on the hills. All right, let's talk about real world range. But before we go any further, if you are enjoying this video, then make sure to hit that like button. And if you're enjoying the content especially, then you should hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Electroheads videos. I do news, I do reviews, I do epic adventures, and I do thought pieces. But let's talk about range. If you didn't know, of course you know, this is the battery, just for reference. So I want to first talk about my first round of real world range because I actually wanted to see how much I would get on that day that I was doing the hill challenge. In that day alone, with all my riding and all my hill testing, I did actually manage to completely drain the battery, and in total, I managed to ride 50.1 kilometers. I remember in terms of terrain, it was kind of mainly flat until I got into North London where the incline started to get steeper, and then there was a lot of hill climbing happening because unbeknownst to you guys, or maybe you do know, there is a lot of reruns on a big hill like that to get all the different angles and many hill starts as well. I was also carrying about 15 kilograms of extra weight because I was cycling into the office. I had all the gear on me, I had my laptop, everything, and I weigh about 65 kilograms. So in total, that was about a 90 kilogram weight with some steep climbs, but also a fair bit of flat as well. Now, I did think to myself, this isn't the usual kind of range test terrain that I would be on. So I thought, why don't I do it again, but with the kind of standard terrain that I'd be riding on. And in general, that is mainly flat with some inclines here and there, but it is that classic London terrain. Now with this one, I actually got a very similar range with the last test that I did with the original ADO Air 20. Now that is obviously because the battery is the same and the bike itself is pretty similar as well. In total, I got 63 kilometers. Just for a bit more info, these tests were done when it was about 23 degrees Celsius on average. And remember, you will get differing ranges depending on how heavy you are, what kind of terrain you're riding on, the temperature of the day. When it is colder, you are going to get less performance. Currently, the ADO Pro retails at £1,800. They are doing a money off deal at the moment, but let's talk about retail price. Now, that is a lot of money. That is an investment. But with that, you do get a lot of extras. You've got the rear rack on the back, you've got the mud guards that come with, you've also got the magnetic clips, which means that you have a much easier journey when you're taking it on a train or on public transport. And you can even customize it even more by adding on a range extender, which if the range isn't quite enough for you, then that is a really lovely addition. But it's clear that ADO have wanted to bring this Pro into the market because they're trying to cater for more people in the real world, because let's be real, not everybody lives in a very flat city like I do in London. Personally, for me, I would actually stick with the ADO 20 original because, like I said, I live in London. It is pretty flat, and the hills that I have taken it on, it's done really well. It's also a hell of a lot cheaper. But if you are somebody that lives in more challenging terrain, then the ADO 20 Pro could be a really excellent option. Yes, it is an investment, but trust me, you will get that money back on how much you are saving on not using your car, on not having to use public transport. These devices really do open up the world around you. So if you're on the fence, just keep watching some videos, do your research, and let me know your thoughts. And that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please leave some comments down below. Give this video a like if you're still here, because clearly you must have enjoyed the video enough. And please subscribe if you're new, please, because We need to create more of a clan of Electroheads to take over the world and bring the joy of electric to the world. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now. Ciao!